Alright, this video is pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna do my best to edit a Rocket League montage in 1 hour, 10 minutes, and finally see what I can throw together in 1 minute. For reference, my full-length 3-minute montages have taken multiple months to complete in the past. This edit will roughly be a minute long, so it won't be a full-length video, which would be impossible, but it'll still be very challenging to make in only a few minutes, let alone an hour. I'll be working with pre-recorded footage as well, because trying to record the clips and then edit in this time would also make it impossible. Also, before anyone asks, I'm using After Effects and I have a full playlist for editing Rocket League, so check that out before asking any questions. Also, join my Discord. I try to answer as many questions as possible there. And the time starts now. Okay, geez, I actually gotta rush. Let's start with the bass drop. So pretty much what I'm doing here is just going in and laying all the clips first. I'll do some minor time remapping just to get an idea of how it looks alongside the song. But my primary goal here is just to kind of figure out how everything is going to flow together and which parts I want corresponding with which part of the song. So you can see I start with the bass drop first. When I'm pressed for time like this, it's also easier to just start there and work my way out. I can find which clips work the easiest and just kind of shape everything around there. So the organization for this one was a bit different than my other edits, where I have the cinematics and the POVs recorded separately. Typically I organize it by date and I have the POVs alongside the cinematics, but since I was pre-recording it, I just kind of went in and did the cinematics. Okay, at this point I have all my clips laid in. Now I'm going to go in and finish all the time remapping. Like I said, once I have the clips laid in, I then go in and actually complete the time remapping to match the song a bit better. I work with it a little bit beforehand, but this is where I actually shape the flow of the video. You can see I actually work with the curves for all the clips. I see a lot of people don't necessarily match the speed across the cuts, and it makes it really jarring. You can see here I was trying to work with these two clips. I could tell from pretty early on that they didn't match very well, but at this point it was too late to go in and record anything. I just kind of go by feel. So viewing it, it didn't quite feel right, so I just kept working with it. Then past a certain point, I just kind of accepted the way it was and figured I'd cover some of it up with shake or something. All right, so this version of the time remapping is done. Now I'm going to go in and add all the highlights and fancy little things. By fancy little things, I just mean blur alongside the highlights. I mentioned this in another video, but I make this little adjustment layer, and I add BCC fast lens blur and some exposure, and then add some basic keyframes so it goes in and out across the transition. And I don't know, this has just kind of been my style. I just think it makes the whole thing look a lot more professional. This part's not too stressful. If I'm bored or something, I'll usually just watch a show and then overlay it on the clips and then go back and decide which ones I want to cut and which ones I don't. But around here is where I can really start seeing how it's going to take shape and if I'm going to like it or not. All right, we've officially crossed the halfway point. I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I can't tell if I feel rushed or not. I feel like I'm getting everything done, but I don't really have the freedom to mess around with it. But as of right now, all the exposure is finished. I'll go in now and add the shakes and the zooms. So people call this pan crop. I don't really like that term, but I guess that's technically what it's called. I just feel too much like an editor saying it. But this part's also pretty fun. You get to add little effects and shakes and things. Once you get the basics, I'm telling you, it's not that hard. Here, I'm trying to figure out that awkward transition I had. I work, again, a long time on this part because it just felt weird. I couldn't really place why it felt weird. Looking back, I probably should have just cut one of the cinematics, but you live and you learn. That's the key here. You just keep working on it until it looks okay. And then when it doesn't look okay, you move on. And then you learn to not make it look weird next time. This part was also kind of fun. The song has this little weird, I don't know what you would call it, but it changes right before a little drop in the song. And it synced really well with the other car coming into the shot, so I figured I'd do some kind of zoom to match it. Okay, so it's not great, but I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to work with what I have and move on to color grade and sound design. So my color grades end up looking pretty much the same across all of them. If I have like a bigger project, I'll go and try to make something more unique. But most of the time my midtones end up kind of blue, so do my shadows, and then I just try to balance it with a little bit of orange highlights. It's just how I feel. I'm telling you guys, the secret to the cinematic look, if you haven't seen the cinematic look video, it's in the top right corner now. Oh shit, I only have 6 minutes. The most important part is chromatic aberration and film grain. I'm telling you, it makes it look so much better. Essentially, it emulates the look of a real camera, and it just ties it all together and looks so crisp and nice. It looks so good. Okay, I'm running out of time. I'm gonna go and try to do audio stuff as quickly as possible. So my sound design is pretty basic. I usually just work with the POV audio. Some people add like swoosh sounds and stuff, which I don't think is as essential for a montage, but if I'm feeling frugal, I'll go through and add some. Here I was super rushed, so I didn't even get to add all the audio I'd like to, but I got the majority of it and I got the POV step audio, so that's really the only part that super matters. Oh, that's the timer. And with that, I am finished. I technically got everything done, but I definitely felt rushed throughout. So I am legitimately scared to see the 10-minute one. Okay, so I have 10 minutes on the clock. Okay. Concentration face. So 3, 2, 1, start. All right. So, oh my God. This is not going to work. I won't even be able to do any time remapping or anything. I have to go off the waveform. Like I don't even have time to pause and stop and listen to it. Also, before you guys call cheese because the clips are pre-cut, what did you expect? There's no possible way I'd be able to go in and align all the video with only 10 minutes on the clock. On to the next one. I'm going to give myself like, I think 2 minutes to do the color grade. Let's just put that there, right there. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Going and going and moving. Got to keep it moving here. You know what? Yeah, I'm just going to use this one for this. No point in adding two cinematics before a shot. Right there. How much? Okay, we have 5 minutes. All right. I have, what is this, one left? Okay. Okay. Okay, 2 minutes. I can do exposure. And I'm not even gonna worry about like which one's fade and which one's hard cut. I'm just gonna put it on every cut. Why am I checking it? Jesus. I'm not. My body does not know how to work at this speed. All right, 220. Jeez. All right. Recompose. RSMB. Shit, wrong one. RSMB. Color grade. Give me looks. Load please. Load please. Thank you. Three-way grade head start. Colorista. Move midtones. Don't care. Right there. Not a problem. Toasty quality settings. Let's go. Still got 1 minute and 40 seconds. Feeling comfortable. Not at all worried about the quality of the product because we don't care. Okay, I'll try to add shakes now. Okay, we have 57 seconds left. Let me make sure everything's set on this because I don't want to... Oh, the fade out at the end. Oh, jeez. Wait, I don't have an ending. What am I doing? I don't have an ending. Oh my god. Oh my god. I forgot. Opacity. Please. Okay. Add this. There. That doesn't sync at all. That's so embarrassing. And that's time. Okay, well. Just totally forgot about the ending there for some reason. Hopefully that looks good. I honestly got more done there than I expected. I did not expect to get all the clips laid down and do color grading and do effects. So even though I wasn't able to watch back any of it, I think it's going to be better than I expected. However, our toughest challenge lies ahead. Okay, so we have 1 minute on the clock. Do not really have a game plan for this. I'm just gonna lay down the clips and see how it goes. My heart is weirdly racing right now. I don't like how much this is stressing me out, but once I do it, it's done. So I just gotta do it. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Okay. This one. There. Come on. Right there. Waveform. What you got? Let's say it cuts there. To this shot. Incredible. And then, whoa, a goal gets scored right about there. Impressive. Thank you. Add that. And then add this. And then after you score this, after you score it right there, I have 20 seconds. Are you serious? It fades out. Opacity. Opacity. And that's time. Okay. So oh my God. That wasn't even close to anything. I got the clips laid down and nothing else. I guess my goal for this one is I hope I synced some bit of it. I hope at least one goal got scored on beat. All right, so I have all the finished renders here. I haven't looked at any of them, so I'm just gonna watch them and see how they turn out, I guess. All right. Hey, that wasn't too bad. The only issues I feel I had were with the cinematics themselves, which obviously if this was a full project, I'd go back and re-record, but these were pre-recorded, so I couldn't do anything about that. This cut felt kind of janky, so not bad. All right. Now we're moving on to the 10-minute one. All right. So there were some janky bits there at the end. Something randomly just popped up on the screen. Some blur and exposure. I think at first glance watching that, it looks pretty similar to the first one, but if you know the process, it's definitely missing a lot. Like the clips weren't synced as well. Lots of the exposure and effects were missing. There was almost no shake, so it felt a little bit less dynamic. And the color grading also wasn't as fine-tuned, so again, it just felt a little flat. It felt like it was missing that little touch. And finally, the main course, the 1 minute. The only goal I had for this one was I just wanted something to sync to the song. Okay. Hey, man. Not the worst. I got the bass drop. I got all the clips in. That's really all you can ask for a minute of work.